And welcome to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
And I'm Eric.
Welcome in, everybody, to another wonderful Wednesday. We had a bye week, but I'm not going to lie, it kind of seems like we won the bye week.
Yeah, seriously.
So,
I don't know that I've ever had an occasion where I'm going into a bye week and afterwards I feel like, did we just win like a big time game during our bye week?
I mean, it definitely feels like it.
Right?
So, yeah, I mean, all of our divisional opponents lost. Check. Green Bay and Detroit lost.
Check.
Check. We're officially in first place.
Yeah.
We hold the tiebreakers over the other two teams that are 6-2 in the NFC. Yeah, we're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah. Right now, all things coming up birds.
Yeah, not bad. So
Yeah.
we'll talk a little bit about the week that was. We will talk about the trade deadline a little bit tonight, obviously. And we'll talk about the Green Bay Packers game, which is going to be this Monday night. So, yeah, gotta love when you don't have the stresses
Yeah.
of an Eagles week and you can just chill and not worry about anything.
Yeah. I spent the Sunday on, the old man's old recliner watching Red Zone all day.
Nice.
Hanging with a lot of the family because Laura last Wednesday had hip surgery while we weren't on the air last week. And so we spent basically all of us hunkered down and stayed there, took care of her,
Nice.
and got her anything she needed. The trade-off was she was laying on the couch and we were watching football.
Yeah, right. If you want us there, we're watching football. So there you go.
But we did watch a ton of movies, had a great time. It was,
good.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
So it was certainly a weird week. Green Bay losing to Carolina.
Yeah.
Again, they were what, 5-2-1? Is that? I believe that.
Yes, 5-2.
So their two losses are Carolina and Cleveland. And
Yeah.
tie is with the Cowboys.
Yeah. So basically, if you're a crappy team, play Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean it's not great. They beat the Lions the first week, which
Right.
again, interdivisional matchup. Always
Never a
can be-
surprise when anybody wins
right.
in an interdivisional
Yeah.
matchup.
Then they go and they beat the Commanders, but they beat
Yeah.
the lowly Bengals, they beat the lowly Cardinals, and then they beat the Steelers, which they're doing well.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers, that's a good win, especially for right now in the season. But yeah, other than that, who the hell have they even played? I mean, I know Detroit, but, so Detroit and Pittsburgh, I guess. Okay, so that's 2 games there, but
Yeah, you pretty
a
much
lot of Drek in there, too.
yeah. So it's funny because after they play us, they play the Giants, which should be a nice game. But then they go back to back division matchups: Vikings, Lions, Bears. Then they got to play the Broncos. Then they play the Bears again. Then they play the Ravens. Then they play the Vikings. Like they don't have after the Giants game, they don't have an easy schedule.
No, it gets a lot harder for the Packers.
Yeah, and it's it's not like the Bears are some slap ass team.
No, that's a good football team there. All of a sudden, I'm getting a little more worried about Black Friday.
They're 5-3 right now.
Yeah.
So and obviously the Eagles have 3 tough matchups, actually 4 tough matchups, I should say. Well, maybe even 5 if you count the Chargers. Packers,
Sure.
Lions,
Absolutely. No, they do.
Cowboys, which listen, no matter what,
It's a division
it's
game.
a division game.
Yeah.
And then the Bears, as you said, on Black Friday, and then the Chargers. And then obviously we play the Raiders, and then we play Commanders, Bills, Commanders. So yeah, it's I think these next 2 games are huge for the Eagles.
Yes.
I think if they can come out of these next 2 with W's, get to 8-2 before the Cowboys, I think I think at that point, hell, they might have already locked up the division.
Yeah.
I don't want
Now,
to.
I'll ask you this. Now, I know you said those 3 games. If I told you Now, if I told you you're gonna go 2-1 in those 3 games, you're and the one of the wins is gonna be against the Cowboys, would you sign up for that? Like, right now, if I told you going 2-1 in the next 3 games, one of those wins
So
is against the
basically, we're
Cowboys.
losing against the Packers or
Either the Packers or the Lions, yeah.
would I sign up for it? I mean, sure,
Yeah.
sure. And I would certainly prefer that the loss be the Lions. Uh,
Okay.
but listen, I'm just saying the
See,
Eagles.
I'd almost prefer the loss be Detroit. I mean, be Green Bay, because like you're not like unless you end up with a tie, you're not going to end up in a tie scenario with Green Bay. So you have to finish ahead of them anyway.
Yeah, but I don't want to give them the win so that they're going to be ahead of us.
Well, I mean, I don't want to give anybody a
Well,
win,
all
but I'm
right.
just
Well, what
saying.
I'm saying is
I'm just
technically
saying, like it sets you up
Green
better.
Bay
My
has a
argument is,
half a
it's
game lead right now in that division.
right.
And if we beat them and the Lions win, they then jump. And now we're even with the Lions, but then they hold the tiebreaker. So all we got to do is, I just think personally it's better, but whatever. Either way, I guess it really doesn't matter. But I'm just saying the Eagles have
I
an
guess there are
ability.
merits on both sides of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Eagles have an ability right now
Hmm.
to, defeat two very good conference opponents. You could
Yes.
then check off two more names where you have, the
Yeah, the
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker. Yeah.
You would then have Green Bay, you'd have Detroit, you'd have Tampa, and you'd have Los
Yeah, the
Angeles.
Rams. Yeah.
And then honestly, outside of anybody else, the only other teams I'm now worrying about is Seattle and maybe to a smaller degree San Fran, but again, their injuries are going to catch
Yeah,
up.
I just have to believe at some point that's gonna catch up to them.
Yeah, I mean they keep having they lost Michael Williams, their rookie, from Georgia to
Mhm.
this past week. So yeah, I mean, again, I think the West is right now is the best division that we got to worry.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because you got the Rams, you've got the Seahawks,
They're
and
both 6-2 with us.
right. And I'll tell you what, man, and I know I was kinda on the Cardinals before the season started, and I thought they might be a sneaky good team. Hey, they just got a nice win against the Cowboys on Monday
Yeah,
night.
they're 3-5.
I mean,
Again,
yeah.
they've had certainly some injuries with their running backs with Kyler. So it's certainly been difficult to say the least. Uh, Excuse me, but yeah, it's the fact of the matter is also right now, but running into the Cowboys game, we would could be 8-2. The Cowboys over the next two games. Let's see what they got. Oh, do they have a bye?
They might have a bye this
They
week,
have a bye, and then they play
I
the
think.
Raiders. So they would have one more game. So let's say even if they win that game, because it's the Raiders, and the Raiders are garbage, but they would be 4-5-1, and we would be 8.
We would have, what, a 3.5 game lead
We'd have
on
a
them.
3.5 game lead.
And if we beat them there, we'd have a 4.5 game lead and tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So
So
essentially a 5.5 game lead.
yes, essentially. Now the Commanders are 3-6 right now. They play the Lions this week, and then they play the Dolphins. So that should theoretically be 1-1. So that then makes them 4-7. Where we would be
And
eight,
those are the next two closest teams.
eight
Like
two. Yeah,
the Giants are
exactly.
what, 2-7?
They're 2-7. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not looking good for the rest of this division. We could be looking at a wrapped up division really early if, again, I'm not trying to put the cart in front of the horse here.
No, no, of course not.
Um, yeah, I mean, the Cowboys have lost 2 in a row. The Commanders have lost in a row. The Giants have lost 3 in a row. We have won 2 in a row. It's starting to head in the right direction.
Yeah. What a difference a couple of weeks makes, man. We were on the air last time and we were talking about how down in the dumps we were after getting smoked by the Giants.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen,
It's a week to week league.
it is a week to week league. That is for sure. So, But yeah, it was a great bye week. We got a little rest. More importantly, we brought in a few players. We started off the week grabbing Michael Carter II, a slot corner from the Jets, who dealt with a little injuries, but about a year or two ago was really highly touted as one of the better slot corners in the league. So just that one alone, I thought a lot of people were, assuming that Eugene was, a foregone conclusion going to the outside. But then, they went ahead and a couple of days later traded for Jair Alexander, a former Packer, former Raven, who kind of fell out of favor there, didn't really fit. Hopefully that's what it was. Hopefully he seems
Right.
like he's healthy. And it seemed just like he couldn't get on the field. There was a traffic jam of corners there. And yeah, we obviously have a need. And, I think with those two moves, just keeping those two separate, I think what that does and what that really says is, hey, Vic, here's a couple more pieces
Mhm.
into the puzzle. And it may not be a set thing for every game. It could be a game by game matchup but I think you get some versatility, some matchup problems to kind of create when you add in corners into this mix. And I think that's ultimately a great thing because the depth certainly in some areas in this team have been lacking. So he
Yeah.
certainly added depth and potentially, again, whether Jair is going to be the man for the CB2 job or if it's going to be a kind of a mixture because you're getting Ja'Cory and Bennett coming back, with Keeley, with Adoree. And then you have Michael Carter who can, play some snaps as well, obviously. So, and then they make the big move.
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips for a third rounder, giving up their own third rounder rather than the Jets one because the Jets one's basically a late second.
Basically, like, yeah, late second. Yeah. And what a move.
Yeah,
That's a
Jalen Phillips
great move.
is a great player.
Mhm.
Sadly, the last two seasons, his season has ended in injury. So there's a lot of that of, when healthy, of,
Sure. Sure.
if he can stay healthy, kind of talk. But it's not incorrect.
No, I mean, and that's also a fair qualifier. He hasn't stayed healthy the last couple of years, and that's going to be a big concern coming in here. We
Yeah.
want to make sure to keep him healthy, keep him upright, and let him go out there and get after the quarterback.
Yeah, and what the beauty of this move is, you obviously trade a third rounder, but should he not be in the future plans, you're gonna get a fourth round comp pick back.
I mean, and again, you traded your own third round pick. That compensatory pick. Now, Brendan, I know that'll be at the end of the fourth round,
Sure, but still,
but like still, like it's like basically
you
you traded a
basically
fourth
paid
for a
around
fourth.
to at
Yeah.
least take a run, and
Right.
and
Yeah.
combine that with the fact that you're getting Brandon Graham back. Combine that with the fact that you're getting Nolan Smith back. You are getting three players added to your rotation to go along with Uche, to go along with Hunt.
Right.
I think Patrick Johnson got released, but then signed to the practice squad. So hopefully we won't be seeing him out there. Um, all right, so we made three moves.
I will ask you, as far as the defensive back moves, what do you think this means for the future of Cooper DeJean?
I don't think it means anything.
So, do you think he's going to be a safety? Do you think is he still going to play a lot of the slot? Because if so, I mean, then like I'm just saying, like, what do you think you don't think it has any effect on his playing time?
No, why would it?
Well, because again, you added another slot guy. Well, that's kind of his role.
We're all right, but I think what, as I was kind of saying in the beginning of talking about this, I think it wasn't necessarily that, oh, he's slot, so that means Coop is going somewhere else. I think this is, you have gained versatility. You have gained the ability to, if you wanted to, give Coop a breather, or if you wanted to throw Coop in another position, whether it be, even if it's just for a series, a play, or whatever, outside safety, whatever, I would assume his main role is still going to be slot, regardless.
Hmm.
I just think it's more or less of like, hey, here's some pieces. Let's see if we can get them to fit and find the right combination. As far as Phillips goes, I think that was a no-brainer because the familiarity with
Yeah.
Vic, and the fact that, D-line help was certainly needed. I certainly
Mhm.
would have liked to get a D tackle rather than an edge per se, just
Sure.
considering that we're getting Nolan Smith back. Graham is returning to the team.
Right,
You're
and
getting
now
a
it's like basically we're getting 3 guys coming in and to join in this rotation.
right, which
Right.
was just so great. And,
Mhm.
there were other some really big moves made around the league, but out of these 3 moves, was there any position that you were really hoping Howie was going to address?
I mean, honestly, it was corner, secondary, and I would have liked maybe some offensive line depth, but that's about it.
Yeah. Okay.
If you just get those guys healthy, I think that's fine. Then they're set at the offensive line as well.
Yeah. So the Colts traded for Sauce Gardner, 2 first rounders.
Mhm.
Would you
God
have done that?
bless. Nope.
You would not have done that
Nope.
for a 25-year-old corner in his prime.
I trust Howie Rosen to build the team around what he's got, and I don't want him to mortgage any kind of future.
You could literally have Q,
No, I understand. I
Sauce,
understand.
and then Coop.
I understand the
Greatest
fantasy. I
trio.
understand the fantasy booking, and I would love it. I would love that, but I don't love giving up 2 first rounders for it.
You're right. He has certainly been hitting on that, but
Mhm.
how you don't know how small this window could be.
Sure. No, I understand that, and that's why you went out and got Phillips. That's why you made the moves you did.
Okay. So you wouldn't have done a bigger splash move. So to you, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Not in
hold on, hold
addition
on,
to what you did.
hold on. So you from what I'm gathering is there's not a lot of moves for you because giving up early draft capital is kind of a non-starter for you. Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
So
At
if
least that much.
it
2 first round. If you told me 1 and me like in a conditional second or conditional third, that maybe the second becomes a first if he's still on the roster in, say, in 2 years or whatever, you know? So say it's like the 2026 first rounder, and if he's still on the roster in 20 at the start of the 2027 season, they get an additional pick in 2028.
so what about Miles Garrett? Worth 2 first rounders?
No, I don't think so
Matt
either.
Crosby?
I don't think so either.
Micah Parsons.
See, I thought Green Bay overpaid for him.
So is there anybody worth 2 first rounders
So
defensively
I'll
to you?
always say that the bout and it's not worse. Well, it doesn't suck that we're set at this position, but the quarterback is the only one that I would say that,
So,
you know,
okay,
if you're sure about the quarterback,
defensively
that's
though,
it. Yeah.
defensively, there's not one defensive player you would think worth 2
So
first rounders.
I mean, maybe it's TJ Watt, but I mean, then that's Micah Parsons, and I get that, I get the argument there, but he's got to be young enough, and he's got to affect the passing game at the level that at a Hall of Fame type level at a young age. So maybe Micah Parsons, I guess, would be because he's young enough and he affects the passing game in that to that level.
Okay, what about Pat Surtain?
I mean,
It's a
boy,
it's a need.
yeah, but I mean, if I'm saying Patrick Surtain,
Reigning
then I think I have to
defensive
say
player
Sauce
of the
Gardner.
year.
I know, and if I say Patrick Surtain, then I think I would also have to concede Sauce Gardner too.
Well, no, I think there's a clear difference for me anyway.
But I mean, I love both those guys. Like, I think they're both phenomenal players. And if you told me right now, first round pick in next April's draft, you get any one of those guys, even if it's like, oh, and you have to give up a third next year as well, I would say, yep, do it.
What about somebody like a Dexter Lawrence to add to Jalen Carter in the middle?
See, that's intriguing. So that is
And
really
you
intriguing.
are
Damn it.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's almost like the same thing of
Yeah.
grabbing a Patrick Surtain or Sauce is you essentially lock up that position, put it away. You don't have to worry about it.
But you see, I'll also say that having that defensive front affects so much more than because the pass rush that it develops, and then your corners don't have to be the elite corners because they're not guarding for as long.
But you have elite corners.
I know. Well, that's what like. Okay, we're not having a scenario where we're trading for both Sauce Gardner and
Dexter
the
Lawrence.
elite. Yeah,
All right.
because we don't have that many picks.
What about a Kyle Hamilton?
Look, I get it. Those are all intriguing names, and I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me you're trying to get me to get like this is the guys. Anybody who's ever wondered what it's like to be in a fantasy football league with Ryan, this is what it's like.
What's that supposed to mean?
Because you're always trying to build and say, so would you like this guy in this kind of trade? And then if I somehow were to say, yeah, I'd like that guy, it's like, okay, well, this guy's just the equivalent, and really that guy's trash, and you're trying to convince me that he's not.
Ooh, that's man, that's messed up. It breaks my heart to hear me talk to you like that.
I'm actually giving you credit. That's actually a compliment because you somehow, at least with me, and I know with some other players too, you have managed to turn some hot garbage into some nice talent.
Okay. Wow. All right. Offensively, outside of the quarterback position, do you think is anybody worth 2 first rounders?
Not tackle, but I feel like we're set there.
Okay, but we are about to need a right tackle.
See, if he's young enough, and that would be intriguing, but I still I don't want to push Lane Johnson out the door. I
Well,
know that's
no,
probably happening at the end of the
obviously
year,
not.
but
You're not pushing him out the door, but like, what if
if you're giving up 2 first-round picks for a starting right tackle, that dude's starting at right tackle right now.
what about what is it? Tristan Wirfs. Theoretically, he has played both and made Pro Bowls in both.
See, I would love to get him and then say,
26
okay,
years old.
could you play guard for a year and then kick out the right tackle?
Well, then,
Because if you could do that, then that's something
oh
special.
my God, you're the worst.
Oh, you asked it because to me, the elite offensive line play, especially because that to me then kicks up to like the kind of offensive line play we had last year, and where you just knew they were winning at the line of scrimmage. Saquon Barkley was going to get off, and that was that, and it was
Sure,
the good luck.
sure, but again, what about See, that's the thing. I think I wouldn't want to combo that into. So I would want a right tackle to play right tackle, a right guard to play right
Then
guard.
what are you doing with Lane Johnson then? So
Well, obviously,
are
you
you
don't.
trading 2 first-round picks to have the guy sit on the bench until the end of the year?
Obviously, you're not.
Okay.
So that's why you would wait until you know that.
Well, yeah, that's something if you wanted to do that in the off
Right.
season,
Yeah.
that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yes. Agreed. Yeah. Well, anyway. All right. Well, listen. Before we get to the Packers,
Mhm.
we'll talk a little bit about the Packers before we get out of here. I wanted to interject and perhaps play a little Stump the Hemp. Krabby, bud, we waited for you, pal. So we just started talking, and then this is what happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is kind of how all of our shows work.
It's like a thread or something. You just tug on that thread and watch it all unravel. That's our show, just going off the rails.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So Green Bay versus Philadelphia. They have played 5 times in the history of their franchises on Monday night.
5 times.
Times. Hold on one second. Including the championship game.
Wow, so that counts as a Monday Night Football game. Okay.
It theoretically does.
All right. All right.
So this Monday would be number 6. First and foremost, Mr. Guru of remembering random shit. What would you say would be the record in those 5 games?
Okay. So I
that's
think of
logic,
yeah, I
right?
can think of off the top of my head 2 games on Monday Night Football against them that we won.
Okay. Care to venture?
The NFL championship game that you just alluded
that
to.
was a good.
But no, that one aside. There was one, gosh, I guess it was 2006?
Jesus Christ, that's correct.
Well, I remember it because I was working at the Alamo Drafthouse and Cinema in Houston, and I went and watched the game at the movie theater on a movie screen, which was pretty freaking cool.
Okay, that is correct. They won on October the 2nd, 31-9.
Yes.
Okay. What's your other one that you're thinking of?
Well, that was the NFL.
Okay, so
So, and
you
I
have
know
at
that they
least
lost
two.
one. Yeah, I know that they lost one in 96.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is correct. September 9th,
Hmm.
1996, they lost 13-39.
Yeah, they got kind of smoked in that one.
Okay, so far you are correct. You are two
So
and
I
one.
have us at 2-1.
So you have two other matchups that you need to think about.
Okay.
They are in this millennium.
Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to think of a good.
The most recent one, I'm shocked that you haven't.
Oh, what was that 2020? Yeah, 2021. Was it 22?
So you got the two oldest ones, 1960 championship and 1996.
Yeah, and I got obviously then
And then you
the
got the 06. So there's one in between 06 and 96, and then there's one post
okay.
6.
So I would think 02.
Wait, so you're saying that they played in 03 and then in 02?
No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, so
I just I
03.
just
Yeah.
accidentally gave it away.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely did. Yeah.
Okay, so what happened in that game?
In 03, I think we won that game.
We did. November 10th,
Yeah.
17-14, a dub. So now you are literally just missing the most recent. So
And we won that one too, so we're 4-1. Yeah.
you are at 3-1 currently.
Yeah, but we won. I know I just don't remember which year it was, but I remember we won that one. That was Jordan Love came in relief of Aaron Rodgers in that game. That had to have been 21 or 22. What? I know it wasn't 23. It's been like either
It is not within the last 5 years.
really. Then what game am I thinking of? That must have been.
Must have been
Was that a Sunday night game? Yeah,
some other
I don't know.
crap game.
Must have been. It must have been a Sunday night game.
I don't know what the hell you're thinking of. So do you give up?
Yeah.
27-13 loss. November 28th, 2016. This is
It's a
where
forgotten year for me.
Devontae Adams went nuts, scoring 2 touchdowns. Carson Wentz scored the only touchdown for the Eagles. And I'm trying to think of Aaron Rodgers was 30 for 39 for 313 yards.
Ugh.
Yeah, carving us up. Leading rusher, my favorite running back in Eagles history.
Wendell Smallwood.
Sure was. And Devontae Adams, 5 catches, 113 yards for 2 touchdowns. Yikes.
Okay, so my initial guess was going to be 3-2, and I guess that would have been accurate. Yeah.
3-2. So there you go. But yeah, I was shocked that the championship game in 1960
Counted as a Monday night game. Yeah.
was theoretically a Monday night game.
That's crazy.
Wild stuff.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, I know they played a lot of great primetime games against each other. They had that Thursday night game in 2019 where the Eagles went into Green Bay and won.
Yeah, 34-27.
Yeah.
I mean, who could certainly forget, some of the playoff games, obviously.
Sure. 4th and 26.
I mean, that was one of the greatest games, I think, in the history of just me being a fan.
When the game has a nickname like that, it's special.
Yeah. That was the day we were in our season ticket seats, which were about.
Didn't you get shafted or something out of playoff tickets? And that's how you ended up buying my dad's other playoff ticket.
Nah, well, yes, that was the following year, I think.
I thought that was that year because I remember you went and at halftime went over to see the guys over in your seat. And yeah, in fact, I think I have a picture of it somewhere up in here.
So maybe that's
Yeah,
I
there's
mean, it's
I have
very possible. I
photographic
definitely got
evidence of this.
shafted.
Yeah,
I definitely got shafted.
yeah,
But yeah, I accidentally punched Bill Papp
yes,
in the face as I
that's
was
hilarious.
celebrating with my hands up. I think that was I don't know if that I don't know. I don't think that was when the 4th to 26th because I think we're all just like, "Oh my god, did he make it? Did he make it? Did he make it?"
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that was when Akers kicked it
When
to
Akers
tie
kicked
it.
the gamer, yeah,
Oh, no, I think to tie it.
okay.
And then when he kicked the game winner in OT, I think that was just pandemonium,
Yeah,
obviously. But yeah, our seats were the last seat in the stadium. You could literally look over. That was 95. You got a little too rowdy. You were gonna end up
you were going over.
turned on 95. Those were horrible seats. But you can still see great.
I was gonna say, there's really
Really
that
not
is
a bad
proof that
seat.
there's not a bad seat in that place.
Agreed,
Yeah,
agreed. But yeah, it was a definite great day. It was very cold that day,
I remember. Yeah, we've been to some cold games, man.
right?
That playoff game last year against the Rams. Now, granted, I'll never complain about it,
Yeah, well,
but
and that's the thing.
oh
It's funny because our obviously we talked about potentially wrapping up a division here. The Eagles love nothing more than to wrap up playoff spots so that they can make sure they invoice the fans
God,
for
I
their
know,
tickets.
I know they do.
And man, I got to tell you, that was last year was very unexpected considering we thought we were just getting the one and uh, and we were gonna, hey, that's fine. We'll watch the rest, from wherever.
Sure.
Little did we know that we were gonna.
Well, we were the 2 seed, so I kind of expected maybe the second game. But when Washington beat Detroit to go to the NFC title game on the Saturday before we played the Rams on Sunday. Yeah, we played the Packers in the first round. We were the 2 seed, they were the
Were we the
7th.
2 seed?
Yes.
So maybe we were gonna get. I thought,
Yeah,
why
so we knew we were getting a second home
were we?
playoff game. But I remember that was I guess that was on a Saturday, or maybe it was like a holiday weekend or something. I wonder if it
And
was
why
Martin
did I
Luther
think
King
that we're
because
only gonna have one?
maybe you thought we were going to lose. Man, you had no faith.
Nay! That's not the goddamn case. Well,
I
either way.
kid. Yeah. But that Rams game, yeah, I remember being on the way back to my car and getting the alert from my bank that there had been a withdrawal for the amount for the NFC title game tickets. I'm like,
Those sons of bitches, they just
oh
take that
damn! You
shit
couldn't
out.
even wait till I get to my car. I'm still frozen. I have
Yeah,
not even begun
at
to
least let me
thaw.
thaw out.
Yeah,
Christ
right.
almighty. Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Yeah, so
Yeah, I checked my phone thinking that it was Jody texting me about, oh my God, can you believe that game? Or, somebody else saying, it was, you have an invoice for the You're like, son of a
oh,
bitch.
man.
I'm like, yes, I know. I'm very happy to spend this money, but could you wait a minute before you
Yeah,
charge
can you
me?
at least, warn a brother?
Right?
Yeah, well, they're gonna be wanting their stuff pretty soon, so
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised they haven't tried to tether us
yeah,
for
right,
the
just
freaking playoff games already. Like, look, guys, obviously we're winning this division.
yeah,
We're getting a playoff game. You're paying for it. Have fun.
yeah, pretty much. So, anyway, the Packers game, we were supposed to talk more about this Packers game,
Oh
but
yeah. Back to the game.
what's kind of one matchup you're looking forward to? Offensively, defensively, whatever, doesn't matter.
Sure. It's kind of like I guess they're not really going to be matched up, but I want to see how Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley, like which running back emerges. Like obviously they were both big time, wins for their organizations, signing both guys. I want to see which guy really emerges from
Yeah.
that
No,
from
that's
those two.
that's true. I think we saw that, when Saquon is humming and
Hmm.
the run game is working, that the offense itself, seems a little bit more complete. And that's certainly one thing that I think we've been saying it for a while now. And this was their last game was one of the more complete offensive games.
Yeah. And I'll say Saquon Barkley is the straw that stirs this drink. He just is.
Yes, yes. So that's a really good one. Just outside of that, I kind of just want to see what the new pieces might do, or the the edge class, if you will, with all the additions and coming back. Nolan Smith potentially, Brandon Graham going to be out there. So yeah, it'll certainly be nice to see what he can do with Phillips. And speaking of Jalen Phillips, I have not confirmed this,
Okay.
but I read that he has selected his jersey.
Okay.
And considering
Is it a number you don't have,
he wore 15
which is
with
retired?
Miami, which is retired, he is now choosing a new number.
Okay.
Eric, would you like to guess what his number?
Considering your excitement level, it's got to be a number that you don't have. I would say 16.
No, and I have 16. I have
Oh, do you?
1 through 36 or 0
Who
through
is your
36.
number 16?
I think it's Quest.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
It's not officially on their website, but
Okay.
from
47?
no, but you're getting warmer.
Okay. 52?
Theoretically, you are warmer, but now just
Did I
take the difference.
50?
50.
That's a big one for you. That would be a big one
That could
because
be
that was slim pickings.
right. And so now the question is,
Mm-hmm.
do I just say screw it and get it? Or do I wait and see if he gets re-signed and then boom, it's the easiest choice ever?
I mean, the thing is, the reason why I would say hold off is not necessarily to wait to see if he resigns. Like, because what if something special happens here and he's a big part of it? Even if he doesn't come back, that would be a nice jersey to have, even if
Sure.
he's not still an Eagle.
That's also very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's certainly true. All right. Well, there you go. But either way, it's finally a good
Yes.
option.
Yes, that is a very good
Now
option.
we just need to get somebody
If
37.
he comes out and gets like 2 sacks on Monday night, I know you're ordering it on Tuesday morning.
Order it
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I wouldn't even be able
So
to
you
help
said
it.
wait, right? You said wait till later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now's
So
later.
now's later, right?
Yep. Very
Okay,
much.
buddy.
Oh man, you're 100% right. I would do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But well, so I assume oh well, maybe not, just because it's Monday. Did you take off Tuesday? Okay, so I can assume you're watching it, Lars.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, and my plan is to also stay there on Tuesday, and then I got to figure out what the rest of our week's going to be because we're between me, Jody, and Allison, we're trying to coordinate staying there with Laura because she can't drive for 4 weeks, and so yeah, we're trying to figure out the whole schedule, what that's going to look like.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That is our shoe. Yeah, make sure that you are following the Eagles Pinpull Network wherever you view your podcast or listen to your podcast. We apologize. We've been having a little Facebook issue, connectivity issue. We hope to have that all cinched up by next episode. But other than that, you can always check us out, Twitch, X, YouTube. Just search Eagles Pinpull Network. You can also follow right here on X. For me, Eric, you never have your thing up for X, but you don't really use X too much anyway, so.
Not really.
Yeah, you basically use it just to gather information. Yeah. I like to yell at Cowboys fans sometimes.
I mean, that's always fun. Look, yelling at Cowboys fans is always a good time.
Yeah, they're the delusional sons of bitches. But all right, folks. Well, that is it. We shall see you guys next time on the Football Smack Talk Show. Eric, you got anything to add before we get on out of here? All right, there you go. Always make sure I got to check. With that being said, we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, we'll be talking about a nice Monday night victory against the Pack. and we'll start talking about the Lions game. So we'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Sunday of Eagles free watching. Once again, that's 2 straight
Yeah, 2 straight
Sundays.
weeks.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I know I'll still be just watching every game. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'll
yeah.
be watching every other game. And we will, I guess, at the next tailgate, since it's a Sunday night game, we'll have to set up the TV and watch all the games throughout the day.
That's true. Wow. I totally forgot about that. Well, there you go. We'll set that up. Although none of us are going to be there.
I know, half the tailgates like, "Oh, we're not going to that game." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What
What
the
the hell?
heck?" Yeah, including the guy who sits with me,
Who
it's
didn't
like
even let you
saying to him
know?
like, "Dude, this is how I gotta find out. You can't text a brother?" When I wasn't going to a game, I texted him and said, "Hey, do you know anybody who would wanna buy this ticket?"
Right. Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah," and so they did.
Out of youth. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that sounds like a personal thing
Yeah, well,
for us to
maybe a little
figure
bit,
out.
maybe a little bit, but yeah, we'll see you guys next time on the Football Smack Talk Show. And please make sure you're following us on all the socials at Eagles Pinball Network and making sure you're checking out all the other shows. In fact, I don't know if it was live, and I hope I'm not breaking any news, but Brandon Lee Gowton was on with Shane earlier today.
Oh, nice.
Again, not sure if that was truly live. If it was, great, check it out. If not, wait for it.
And when it drops,
Yeah,
check it
when it
out. Yeah.
drops. So check that out because it'll be kind of like they had talked earlier before the season, so they're kind of recapping a little bit of some of their predictions. So
Oh, nice.
so check that out. Krabby, appreciate you checking in, even though you were late. Just make sure next time you get a note from the principal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we need a note next time.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the Football Smack Talk Show, I am Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Go Birds.
Go Birds.